Without further ado, my dear friend, my brother from another mother, always from Baltimore, Maryland area, the great one and only Orin Solomon.
Thank you, Al. How y'all doing today? Okay.
Fantastic. Now we
Awesome.
got you.
Good to see you in your ACN blue, man. You're looking good.
Thank you. Got to represent.
Yeah, I know that's right. Well, good morning, everybody, or afternoon, depending upon where you are. Always a pleasure to jump on and speak to my friend Al Thomas and his organization. You guys have a tremendous leader, man. And I know you may or may not hear this enough, but there are a lot of people in ACN that don't have what you have. They don't have a senior vice president to work with personally. There are a lot of orphans in our business, in our industry that, maybe they have people working with them that don't have the experience or the know-how or the mental makeup that Mr. Thomas has. So don't take it for granted, man. I think, I was in the shower this morning and I was just kind of reminiscing on my life. And I thought to myself, I mean, man, how blessed have I been? And a lot of people, when they have success, a lot of people think that they have it themselves. And that is absolutely not true. I think God gives you angels along the way to kind of help you through life. How many of y'all would agree with me, right? Whether you're in kindergarten and somebody helped you with a test, or whether you competed in sports and maybe you had a coach that took a liking to you and really kind of helped you hone in some skills, or if you're a dancer or you're ballerina or something like that, he always gives us angels and people to kind of, if we're stuck, to kind of help us get to the next level. And then, what you realize is when you get to the next level, there's another level, right? And then when you get to that level, there's another level, but there's always somebody there to help you, or some information there to help you advance. And that's why you really have to keep going. And where you are in your life right now, you're blessed to have a mentor who's going to help you advance in this stage of your life. Does that make sense? You have a person that's very knowledgeable in this particular arena, who, if you just grab on and hold of his information and use the wisdom. Now, the wisdom I'm talking about is not just his wisdom, but I know he has guest speakers that come on a regular basis. So you're getting wisdom from other people, and you can use some of their experiences to grow your business. It is very invaluable what you have. See, Al has the willpower and the knowledge to understand that, man, when you bring other people in, look, we could be saying the same thing, but if it comes from somebody else, it just sounds different, right? You may be able to relate to it a little bit better coming from a James Adler or an Aaron Bird or a Franco, whoever comes on, than maybe it does for Mr. Thomas. I know my people, look, he's going to be on my call later today because I know he's going to say something that they hadn't heard, that maybe they had heard it from me, but it won't sound the same. And somebody's going to say to me, you know what, when Mr. Thomas said X, Y, Z, that's when I really got it. And a lot of times I'll be like, well, I said the same thing 2 weeks ago, but I don't care how you get it. All I care is that you do get it. You know what I mean? So don't take his leadership for granted. I know I'm spending some time on this, but you just got to understand, you guys are very blessed. You're very fortunate. Now, look, I'm here to talk about business. I want to talk about the most important business tool you need to advance your business. All right. So we are maybe 40 days out from the Dallas International Training Event. Now I'm going to share with you how you can maximize this time that you have, because here's the deal. The most valuable commodity we have on this planet is time. And here's the problem. There are people that waste time, and then there are people that know how to use time. And people that are in our industry, the top people in our industry, know how to use time. Like we understand leverage. That's why we build large teams, because you're incorporating the efforts of other people. But I'm going to share with you something right now that can take you from where you are currently, whether you're in momentum, whether you have no momentum, whether you're in a little bit of momentum, from where you are to RD, RVP, and even SVP by the way you use this time you have over the next 40 days. Now, here's the deal. We were on an RD call the other day, RC call the other day, and ACN made some announcements about some big events that are taking place just in the month of February. All right, and there's going to be a lot of ACN executives crisscrossing around the country doing these events to help promote the Dallas International Training Event. So your job is not to get people, I mean, don't get me wrong, your job is to get people to Dallas, okay? But your job is to get as many people to these regional events and let the people in those regional markets get your people to Dallas, Texas. How many of you have heard the term "a prophet's not welcome in his own hometown"? How many of y'all heard that before? Right? So you have family, you have friends, you have people that loved ones that know you, that you can talk to them until your face is blue and tell them to promote something, but they're not going to hear you. You know why? Because it's coming from you. You're too close to them. They know you. They seen you at your best. They seen you at worst. Let me give you an example. How many of y'all are married or in a serious relationship? Now, how many of you ever told your spouse something or your partner something and they just didn't hear you, but as soon as somebody else said it or it came on TV, it was gospel to them? Anybody know what I'm talking about here? If your spouse is with you, don't raise your hand. So what I'm saying to you is your people have to hear from other people. They got to hear from other people. And so there are going to be live events taking place over the next few weeks, going up into the Dallas event, that if you can do a really good job, and they're going to post these events if they haven't already posted them on the ACN website, you want to network into these events. So they gave a list. I left my sheet in my car here, but they gave a list of all these cities where their events are taking. I'm going to try to do this off memory. There are events taking place in Connecticut. There are events taking place in Maine. There are events taking place in Maryland. There are events taking place in Michigan. There are events taking place in Ohio, in multiple cities in Ohio. There are events taking place in Texas, multiple cities in Texas. And there are many, 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 many other places that I can't think of offhand, that I know that everyone here on this Zoom has somebody in your phone from one of those places. Yes or yes, right? So your job is to get those people in front of those live events in those markets. Now, look, we all know what live events can do to people, right? If you can get an excited, and the timing is perfect. Look at our economy. Like, there's so much uncertainty going on right now. A lot of companies are cutting their jobs and people are losing their jobs. And people are worried about this and that and the other. If you can get them in an environment where people are positive and excited and forthright and talking about the future and winning and all that kind of stuff, you're going to move some of these people. And so your goal right now is to get people into at least 8 to 10 of these cities where these meetings are going on. That is your job right now. Now, if you have a team and some of them are not on this call, you need to have this conversation with them ASAP. You need to get on a call with your group and say, who knows people, who knows somebody in Texas, who knows somebody in Dallas, who knows somebody in Lubbock, who knows people here, who knows people. Find out where your people know people. And so you can make sure they have people at that event. Now, look, you don't want to just leave it in their hands. If you have someone on your team that's relatively new, that may not have the gift of being able to explain ACN, then you need to get on a 3-way call with that person and take charge yourself. Right? Don't leave it up to them. This is your business, right? I will get on the 3-way call with people in a minute. I'll give them a quick 30-second spiel and get them to the event because I know that if I deliver the message, I know that I've been around for a long time. I've got a little bit more experience. Right? I can say that I can relate to that person, say some things, and it's a training opportunity for my IBO that's working with me. All right. I don't leave anything up to chance when it comes to getting people to big events, because I know getting them there could be the difference between being an RD and not being an RD, being a top producer and not being a top producer. So you don't want to put anything in anybody's hands unless they've been around for a while, unless they have influence, unless they've mastered the language of ACN. Am I making sense to everybody here? Right? So you get on the phone, you do the 3-way call, you find out who knows people where, you get them in front of these meetings. And look, if you have 8 to 10 new people, or if you are in 8 to 10 new markets with multiple people and they attend these events, I promise you, you will have new people going to Dallas, Texas. Now, which one sounds easier? You trying to drag everybody to Texas yourself, or you just funneling people into these regional events that ACN's got going on and letting other people, experts, do the talking and promoting for you? Which one sounds easier? Right? Get them into these markets. And if you do that, listen, this is how I build my business. I'm not a genius. I'm not the sharpest knife in the shed, guys. I just know that when there's a big event going on, that is the time to work. I tell my team all the time, you have to know when to work hard. And now is the time to work hard. You got to put it in. You got to get that work in right now. So when we get off the Zoom today, you should be going through your phone. You should be going on the site, see where these events are taking place. And man, my goal is to get 2 people here, 5 people here, 10. Don't even limit yourself. Just find out who knows people where. You could have 10, 15 people in one market and half up go to the convention. It could change your life. Look, if you have one great leg in this business, if you have one active leg that's building in this business, you can make a lot of money. If you have 2 legs that are blowing and going, OMG, you can do really, really well. If you have 3, you may not have to work again. Okay. So it really doesn't, it's just a matter of you. Mr. Provenzano had a message on the call the other day about focus. If you just focus right now, your energy over the next few weeks on getting people to these events, all right, your job will be so much. You don't have to motivate anybody after that. You ain't got to call anybody. You ain't got to chase anybody. They're going to be excited. They're going to do what you say because they see the vision of ACN. So that is my simple message for you guys today. I know it was short, but I really do believe that it helps some people on this call. And I'll turn the call back over to you, my friend.
This was amazing. If we can do this real quick, everybody, I'm gonna allow everybody maybe one question, because we don't normally do this, to Mr. Orin Solomon. Everybody, you got just one question, not no 3 or 4, just one question on what he talked about. Let's just say that. Let's just narrow it down. One question. Anybody have any questions? Yeah, that was Mr. Bob Myers. Said, give me a script to get them there.
Okay, great. So here's what I say. So I make sure that I have the people I'm working with get me on a 3-way call. And here's the deal, guys. You might want to write this down. Less is more. The less you say, the more you make. Okay? So I tell my new people to say, look, I need 30 seconds of your time. I'm really excited about something. I need you to speak to my mentor. That's all I tell my new IBO or my existing IBO. I need 30 seconds of your time. I'm excited about something. I need you to speak to my mentor. Now, if this is someone that they know, they're going to give them 30 seconds because they know him. They know him, like him, and trust him. All right. Now, when they get them on the phone with me, I say the same script every time. I don't care who they are, successful, unsuccessful, rich, poor, whatever. It's the same script. So I'll say, let's say that I'm doing the call and I'm inviting Mr. Thomas, Al Thomas, to the presentation. I'm going to say, hey, Al, I've heard a lot of great things about you through Kush. You must be paying him some money. He speaks very highly of you. So I break the ice. He laughs. And then I immediately edify Kush. Look, anybody that he introduces to our company, I really do have a personal interest in speaking with, simply because of who he's brought to us in the past. He's one of our top executives, or if it's new, he's going to be one of our top executives in that market. Now, Mr. Thomas, I had a simple question for you, a simple but serious question, and that is, would you be interested in earning a percentage of all of the utilities, communication services, and healthcare services of everyone that lives in your area?
Yeah.
What do you think most people would say to that question?
Absolutely.
All you're looking for is a yes, guys. You're not trying to sell them right there. You just ask a simple question. Yes. Great. If that's the case, this is something you have to take a look at. There's a private meeting taking place in your area this Tuesday night at 7 p.m. We were hoping you had about 30 to 40 minutes to come out and take a look at what we're doing. And then based on what you heard and saw, you'd be able to make a decision on whether this might be something for you or not. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. All right. So Kush is going to give you all the details about the meeting on Tuesday night. You will get a reminder call the day of, just to confirm, just like they do at the doctor. Just make sure that you can make it. And we so look forward to seeing you on Tuesday night. Is that a deal?
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
Real simple, guys. 30-second script. Would you be interested in earning a percentage of all of the utilities, communication services, and healthcare services of everyone that lives in your area. 9 out of 10 people are going to say yes. If they say no, something wrong with them. Okay. You don't want that person if they say no. And
listen,
then
everybody, go. I would say go back and re-listen to that part again, guys. That was powerful. I wrote as fast as I could. And here's the question I wrote down that I think I want to ask you a simple but serious question. I got notes over there. That's a good one. I want to ask you a simple but serious question. Ooh, I like that. I learned something today. Matter of fact, I learned 4 things. Sharon, I want to ask you a simple but serious question. Miss Estrada, I want to ask you a simple but serious question. They'll answer the same thing. Wow.